Bienvenidos y welcome to the Biz Bruja podcast, where reclaiming our powerful intuition, our sacred medicina, embracing our magic and healing ancestral patterns, invoke powerful creations in our own well-being, our lives, familias, community, and our businesses. Remembering that our businesses are so important at this time. I'm the creatrix of this blogcast, the Biz Bruja herself, Vanessa Codorniu, a modern-day bruja, fourth-generation psychic medium, clinical hypnotist, energy healer, and soul biz mentor and coach. An Argentine-American who started reading adults at 16, became a professional intuitive at 22, and now guides creatives, intuitives, healers, and entrepreneurs to break through fears, connect to the practical power of their intuition so they can serve the world powerfully. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Bienvenidos. I had to get in here and talk about this full moon in Aquarius and, of course, the Lion's Gate, which people have been writing me about, reaching out, and I cannot wait to connect with you all. I hope that this summer has been good for you, the people in the Northern Hemisphere, that the winter has been good for you, la gente que está en el sur. I hope that you have found your way back to hope in some way and to create community even in these difficult times around the world. Things are not as most of us would like. And we are still here in the process of continuing to create community, continuing to create health for ourselves and for others. So welcome to the full moon in Aquarius and the Lion's Gate portal of 2025. So welcome, mi familia del alma. The cosmos are really bringing it this week. We are standing in the portal of powerful, powerful transformation. My sister always laughs and goes, what if there's like a moon that is not transformative? I'm like, well, sometimes there isn't, right? There are some moons that are for rest, some moons that are just to go within, some moons where it's like, keep your head down and hope nothing hits you. This is a moon where we are invited to grow in a different way, to observe, to self-express, and to also take note what is happening on the world stage, right? So not only are we in the heart of Leo season, which is ruled by the sun, ruled by the lion, right? Authenticity, heart-centered, leadership, connection, shining brightly, and of course, the inner child. So it's a time of radiant self-expression and courage, but we are also experiencing two potent energetic peaks. The Lion's Gate portal on August 8th, 2025, which we'll talk a little bit more about, and the full moon in Aquarius on August 9th, 2025. So let's start with the Lion's Gate, right? So that happens on 8/8 every year, the Lion's Gate portal. So every year on August 8th, the sun in Leo aligns with star Sirius, right? And this star, mystics call it the Lion's Gate, right? This isn't just like New Age hype. Sirius, the spiritual sun, has been honored by ancient cultures, from Egypt to many other tribes, as a source of higher knowledge and soul remembrance. So it's called the Lion's Gate because it happens during the Leo season, August 8th, of course. And the 8, if you lie it on its side, is like the infinity symbol. It is a portal. It's a portal that many use for manifestation, and they don't even know why, right? But we'll talk a little bit about that. But it's also just for wisdom, period, right? We are in a society that demands what was manifesting, and what do we want? What do we want? And yes, it's important because I think some of us now are just manifesting safety and manifesting comfort and manifesting positive change. But beware not to overfocus on manifestation, because it's also just for wisdom. Wisdom will lead to manifestation as we heal, as we release, right? So the Syrian star seeds, right? And the star seed is a person who has incarnated in other places, who actually their first incarnation or their soul really landed into a state of development and evolution was in another star system or another planet. That's a star seed. It's also someone who's coming in from another cosmic lineage to land here on Earth, to grow, to support the change and transformation. So the Syrian star seeds are awakening now. Many of them have been called in to awaken at this time. And some of them are younger, some of them are older, some of them have been waking up and going to sleep. But there is a profound awakening right now where you're going to, and we're going to be getting downloads that are beyond time and space, and they're deep metaphysical wisdom. So you may not know how to build, the pyramids were built, but you're going to know certain things, whether about your own life or for the collective. This portal activates the heart chakra, amplifies intuition, invites downloads from our soul lineage. It's a potent time for manifestation, remembering our sacred mission and aligning with our higher self. Remember that our mind will trick us. It'll be like, oh, it would be so cool to be the next Oprah, to be the next Tony Robbins, to be the next. The thing is that when it comes from mind, it's not really heart-centered. Many people, because we've been taught through social media, through media, to think that a soul mission has to be this grand thing. We're not all going to be curing cancer. We all have the capacity, though, to sow love, to sow hope, and whatever part of the garden that we've landed in on Earth School, right? So I'm not saying to down your dreams or to minimize them. I'm saying also to have your big dreams, and also to recognize where you're planting, to recognize community, your home, your own life, yourself. How are you loving yourself? Because sometimes in this big, I don't want to say delulu, because I've been doing this work over 25 years, right? And 13 years online. So many people have come to you, I'm the next this, I'm the next that, I'm the next this. They weren't, right? It's okay, because those things, those inspirational energies, invited them to expand, to grow, to heal. But why do we have to keep looking at celebrity as like the highest form or the highest state? Why can we not allow our soul to guide us into our most sacred mission? And why cannot like growing our own community and raising amazing children that break ancestral patterns, why is that not enough for some of us, where we think that's not a big enough mission, when it's really incredibly empowering? Breaking ancestral patterns that have harmed generations of our family is some of the most important sacred mission on purpose work that we can do. So do not minimize, right? So if you have this dream and it's lighting you up, go for it. And also look at the purpose and the mission that you carry in the spaces that you're already in. Because I think that our sacred mission is already in our hearts, and we are already communicating it on some form through some way. So because Leo rules the heart and the personal will, this portal urges us to lead with love, not ego, and to radiate truth without apology. So take into account again that our soul mission could be exactly where we are, just bigger or deeper or wider. It could be us really being able to see what shadows are holding us back, what fears are holding us back, and how to allow the integration of the fear so we can move forward with greater ease, even during difficult times. So it could allow us to continue evolving on our own spiritual mission, adding to the collective in a positive way and growing. So then we go into August 9th, right? So before we go into that, I want to pull a card for the collective now. Many of you may not know that I was hired by a talent agency, entertainment agency. When I was 22, I'd already been reading people for 6 years for free in my community, and then was hired and was arriving at different parties and sent to parties and book launches and events all over the place, all over New York and Boston, to do readings and sessions. So that was my youth. And now I'm going to pull a tarot card. Tell me what the collective needs to know. Oh, I love it. The collective needs to know to pay attention to the messages, right? So this is the Knight of Wands. All fiery messages are not true. So when I saw the Knight of Wands, is that we're going to be getting messages collectively that are going to fire us up and upset us. Do your due diligence, do your research, know what you are really posting, know what you're really sharing. It's important for us to go deeper when it comes to information. And, we have the full moon in Aquarius the next day. But let me pull one more card for the Lions portal. Oh, I love it. And know that the messages are coming in, and know that we are going to be disappointed with some of the things that we thought were truths. And we might feel like outside of ourselves, and then we're going to awaken to the truth that's been eternal, right, within us, that we are one, that we are here to elevate humanity as a whole, not just to look out for the 1% and to look out for only our community or only our own booties, right? We're here to grow and to evolve together. Now, going into the full moon in Aquarius. So full moon in Aquarius,
Aquario, right? We're talking about Leo season. It's the lion, it's fire. And then it's a full moon in an opposite sign, which is air. I know it says aqua in it. And there is a woman who pours like 2 jugs of water onto the earth, but she is not of water. She is of air. It is ruled by Uranus. It is a mental sign, the sign of humanity, the sign of the collective. It's the full moon. During Leo, if Leo goes bad and it's not heart-centered, it's all about itself. And then we're talking about the collective. There's a tension between maybe a government, maybe a boss situations of people looking out for only their own truth. And then there's the collective truth, right? So it is a sign of innovation, of community, collective consciousness, and humanitarian movements and social justice. Now, Leo asks, what lights me up, right? What's going to make me self-express? How do I share my light with the world? Aquarius asks, how do I share my light for the greater good? So this is the tension that we're feeling in the full moon. This is the space where we're like, well, I want to light myself up. And also, how do I share my light to help others? And sometimes both of them align. The stuff that lights me up usually also helps others. So it's really been a positive journey in that way. To look into that. And I know I'm saying a lot today, but it is what it is. Estoy aquí. There's a lot going on. So the moon highlights the tension between the personal sovereignty of Leo and the collective responsibility of Aquarius. So if you feel that pull, especially moving into moving into Saturday, and then moving beyond, know that it's okay. We've been building towards that the last 2 weeks. It's a beautiful time to release outdated roles, to break free from the group dynamics that dim our light, and to step into a future that is aligned with both authenticity and unity. How can we build a world where we can be ourselves and also allow other people to be ourselves? How can you build a world where our shining our own light supports other people in shining their own light, right? It's not just about us. So I've been feeling called to redefine or actually, if you've been feeling called to redefine your identity within your community or even online spaces that you already show up in, this lunation will bring the clarity, the closure, or the unexpected breakthroughs that you've been wanting or needing. You may not even have known you wanted it, because when we're talking about the full moon in Aquarius, the full moon in Aquarius is the culmination of 6 months ago when there was a new moon in Aquarius, the intentions and the seeds that we sowed, and now it's coming to a fullness 6 months later. So stay open, right? Because the full moon is bringing the light so we can see more of a full picture of our relationships, of what's happening politically in the world, of our money situation, our career. We may be called, because it's also retrograde season. Yes, the feeling in the hand, for those of you listening, my hand moved forward and then I got the word retrograde. Because we're in retrograde season, we are also being called to reassess, redefine, review, reconnect. Some people that I did, that I was a guest on their podcast a couple of years ago, have called me back on. So what's coming back for you? What's coming back to finally be put down and be like, no, I don't want it anymore? What's coming back to be looked at and be like, you know what? Yeah, let me do that podcast again. What is being called up for you at this time? Is it old relationships, old patterns, old connections? Which are the ones who can continue into the next phase of being and next evolution? And which connections or patterns or ways of being or even situations no longer survive past the full moon in Aquarius? So there are also many feminine asteroids that are being activated. So it's a very feminine and goddess energy oriented time. If you feel like, hunkering down, going deep, reflection, self-care on a whole nother level, do it. There is a particular asteroid that is the wife of Chiron. The name escapes me right now. He is the wounded healer in Greek mythology. She is the oracle of spirit medicine. I don't know if it's Chariklo or Chariklos. I should have looked it up before I came on, but she's coming to me now. And she is the wife of the wounded healer. So we're going to highlight, the energy is going to be highlighted to review, to look at, to assess, to integrate. How are we healing? How are we listening to ourselves? Are we moving towards fresh foods when we're not feeling well? To crystal healing, vibrational healing, right? And then the divine deep question. We already asked some important questions during the Lion's Gate, but this one that comes to heart is, what is our relationship with goddess energy? And we all have goddess energy. We're on Mother Earth, we're on Earth School. Men, women, the fluidity of gender, all of us have goddess energy. Is there a possibility for us to release energies that have been blocking the goddess energy within us? And also the full moon is an opportunity, a portal for us to release patterns, outmoded ways of thinking and being that no longer serve us in this new cycle that we're coming up to. In 2 weeks, we're going to go into another new moon. So another important thing, this is the last full moon before eclipse season. When we hear eclipse season, we're like, no, por favor, no quiero, right? Because we're like, no. But remember this, every eclipse season I've ever been to and been through and survived, and I'm here to talk about, has really kind of put me where I need to be. Whether I'm seeing people clearly, situations clearly, myself clearly, it's really kind of shocked me into an awakening to different varying levels. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's bigger. So don't be afraid of the eclipse season. Right now, do the work of cleansing your home, cleansing yourself, taking time to assess what this lines portal means to you. Are there cosmic messages coming through to you? And also, how do I shine my light and also give to the greater collective and do for the greater good, right? So all of this is unfolding under the golden glow of the Leo season, which is a time of creative fire, a time to reconnect with joy. It's a time of bravery. It's a time of speaking on things that are really close to our heart because it does rule the heart. Leo is ruled by the sun, as I said earlier, and that solar energy reminds us to be the light, not just wait for it, not just be like, oh, it's so dark in here, be the light that we're seeking. So the invitation here is, let the Lion's Gate open you to divine downloads, your cosmic lineage, your heart-led desires, tu corazón, que te hable tu corazón. Let the full moon in Aquarius show you where your sacred individuality meets collective evolution, right? Our individuality is sacred, and so is the fact that we're here to evolve collectively. And let the Leo season really be your cosmic permission slip to take up space unapologetically, right? Where do you need to take up space? Where have you held back? Where have you been eating tanta caca, right? Where have you been swallowing so much BS? Where have you been? And, some spaces are not safe for us to say that, so I can't just blanket statement, hey, speak your truth. There are some spaces we may not feel safe. At the same time, assess, reassess, review, redefine what is safety and where have I been hiding from my magic and myself and my light, and where am I being called to shine more brightly? So that is our episode for today. I really wanted to come in and just kind of drop something quick. There are still some spaces open for our retreat. If you have any questions, like I said, there's a payment plan, and the payment plan starts when you sign up, $150 a month, right? And it is a magical time. I have so many testimonials. If you're looking for some guidance, book a free chat. If you'd like to get your natal chart read, your business chart read, let's connect. Mandando mucho amor. Gracias por estar aquí. And remember que tu corazón es importante. Your heart and your desires are important. And also, we are part of a collective. And as we shine our light, we ask that also our light adds more light to the world and inspires others to shine their light. So mucho amor, follow me, share, because it's important to support creatives and healers who are out there and out here doing the thing. Mucho amor.